guys, it's Brittany, and today's video I am super excited about it because I'm going to tell you guys different ways that you can communicate with spirits or summoning a ghost. I know so many of you guys want to see a ghost. I know so many of you guys want to communicate with spirits. I mean, don't we all? I feel like there's endless ways that you can communicate with the other side, but in this video I'm just gonna, narrow it down to a few ways that you can try. But also I want to say, before we get right on into this, make sure this is what you want to do. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're not just doing this to impress a friend, or you know what I mean? You gotta take it seriously. And I know that we have so much fun on my channel. I'm crazy and I'm just out there. I love doing what I do. Like, this is just what I live for. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what my whole life is about. I really, truly believe that. And if you're just doing it, I'm not here to preach, but I just feel like I need to put that out there. Just make sure you know what you're doing and what the consequences could be, that you could potentially open up doors to, you know what I mean? You don't know, you never know what exactly is gonna come in, whether it's good, whether it's bad. You know what I mean? So I'm just putting it out there. Now, none of these ways are in any specific order or anything, but the first way to summon a ghost, communicate with a spirit, is the Ouija board. This is obviously very... I feel like everybody wants to try using a Ouija board. Now, I know this is very controversial, and there's a lot of people who think, oh my god, it's just this portal to summon demonic stuff, which, you know what I mean? Like, I am not here to judge. I respect everybody's opinions on the Ouija board. There's people who have had awful experiences. There's people who've had just, somewhat okay experiences. There's people who've had great experiences. If you want to communicate with something good, I feel like something good will come through. If you want to communicate with something bad, and that's what you're really after, then your chances of something bad will definitely come through. But at the end of the day, we really don't know what's gonna come through. Maybe a nice spirit is coming through pretending, or no, maybe a bad spirit is coming through pretending to be nice. You know what I mean? And that happens in a lot of cases. They like to trick you, they like to fool you, so then you build that trust and then they can come in. Just putting it out there to be very cautious with what you are doing, because something horrible could definitely come in, but something good can come in. So anytime you are trying to communicate with spirits, I feel like it's all the same. Like, whether it's a spirit box, you're using an EVP recorder, you know what I mean? I just feel like it's all the same, and you're inviting anything to come in. So just always be very cautious of what you're doing. Another way of communicating with spirits is through meditation. Now, I've mentioned meditation on my channel before. I definitely am trying to get more into it. 2019, this year, is just full of positive energy for me. I'm just not letting anything negative, my negative thoughts are all like, they're just gone. They have to leave my mind. Maybe they're at the back of my mind, but I'm not letting them come to the front, and I've done so well since January 1st so far, just being super positive, putting that energy out there and just meditating. You're clearing your mind and you're relaxing, you're being calm. But during this state of mind, your mind is more open and vulnerable, so really you can communicate with spirits that way. You can have thoughts in your head that really aren't your thoughts, if you know what I'm trying to say. And I've tried meditating once, and I mentioned this on my channel, and the name Randy came into my head, and it just, I've never known a Randy in my life, and I don't know why Randy came into my head. It was so weird, but that is definitely a way that you could try. You could even have, a piece of paper, light a white candle, and try to meditate, and just see what you start writing down on the piece of paper, whatever's coming through. Now, moving on to the third way of summoning a ghost, communicating with spirits, is using a mirror. Now, you guys know how I feel about mirrors. Mirrors freak me out, but at the same time, I absolutely love them. And I have my mirror right here, my Jeffree Star mirror. I love this mirror so much, but you don't really have to use a Jeffree Star mirror, you know what I mean? It's really up to you. but a lot of people have seen full body apparitions and, you know, just weird things going on in the mirror. A lot of people believe that mirrors are portals to so many different dimensions. And it just freaks me out sometimes. You know, I've done so many mirror experiments on my channel. I've told you guys when I've done these mirror experiments that my face looks like a clown. I look like Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. So, I mean, you can definitely try this. You don't always need paranormal equipment to communicate, and that's what I will get more into later on in this video. Now, the fourth way to communicate is by using a pendulum, and I personally love pendulums. I started out using them when I was trying to communicate with my haunted doll, Emerald, and it was so interesting. I mean, is it really you moving it with your hand and, you know, you just don't know it, but that's, you know, kind of what people say. It's like your mind is giving you the answers, but they're the actual true answers. You know what I'm trying to say? So, and I'm very shaky in my hands sometimes. So when I have used it, I've told you guys, like, I don't know, like, am I actually moving it? And I don't know that I'm actually doing it, you know what I mean? But I think it's really interesting, you know, you ask the pendulum yes or no questions, and well, before you start, I should have my pendulum with me, but girl, I don't know where I put it. But before you start, you just hold it very still in front of you and you say, show me yes, and then apparently it will spin or do whatever, and it shows you what it does to show you the yes answers, and then you say show me no, and it will do whatever to show you no, so then you know the difference between yes and no, and that's when you start asking questions like, is there a ghost in this room? And if it, you know, starts twirling the way it did to show you yes, then oh my god, there's a ghost. But I think it's definitely really interesting. If you want to try it out, I definitely recommend. It's fun too. I don't know, I really like it. So my next haunted doll, guys, you will be meeting, I'm not gonna say if it's a girl or a guy, you'll be meeting them in February. And I'll be using my pendulum more, and yeah, I'm getting some more stuff to communicate as well, so I'm excited. And also too, if you lost something, you can use your pendulum to find it. I've never done that, but I've seen that on YouTube and stuff, so that's really interesting. Like, the pendulum will lead you to where your missing item is, so maybe I should try that. I mean, if you actually lose an item. So in my case, I've actually lost my pendulum. So I guess I can't really find it. I mean, I know I'll find it somewhere, but I don't know. Anyways, the next way to communicate is by having a seance with a group of people that's sitting around a table holding hands. You can have a Ouija board, you can have a pendulum, whatever, and just, you know, really concentrate, close your eyes maybe, but make sure to hold hands, ask the spirits questions. You can ask them to knock or make any noises and just kind of see what happens around you. I feel like the bigger the group of people that are involved in the seance, the better the outcome, because the spirits can use all the energy from everybody in this group of people. So keep that in mind when you are doing a seance or, you know, a Ouija board session or, you know, whatever. I feel like the more people you have, the greater the outcome. Moving on to the next way to communicate, which is a way I've never tried before, and I want to do it so badly. So it's very similar to a seance, but instead of sitting, well, I mean, you sit around a table, but instead of holding hands, you have your hands sitting flat on the table, everybody in this group. Now, this is called table tapping, table tilting, or table tipping. So everybody has their hands flat on the table, you know, around this table. And you start reciting the alphabet very slowly. And by each letter you get to, the spirit will choose whether or not they want to use this letter in order to spell out something for you to communicate. So you're not using a Ouija board. So say they want to spell out the word ghost. So when you get to G, so like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, obviously you go a lot slower than that, but like I said, say they wanted to use the G, the spirit wants to communicate, they will communicate by moving the table. So I think it's a very slow process, but it's definitely something I want to try, and I think that'd be so cool. And now getting into the paranormal equipment. So a lot of you guys are always saying to me, when you want to be a paranormal investigator, or if you go to haunted locations, you feel like you can't communicate because you don't have any paranormal equipment. And I always say you don't need paranormal equipment all the time. I mean, I know like it seems like you get more answers that way, and you know, you just have all these devices and it's very exciting. I totally get that. But the other ways that I just said, like, you can definitely try that. You know, the pendulum, the table tilting, table tapping, whatever, you know, meditating, and even just being in a location and you ask to hear a knock or something. You know, you guys have seen that on my channel. I ask for knocks and sounds and I always get them. Well, maybe not always, but I do get that a lot, and that is just so amazing. So just always keep in mind, you don't need paranormal equipment all the time. You know, I recommend just getting a camera, and you can pick up, you don't need an actual like EVP recorder. You know, I capture so many EVPs just on my camera. It's like, you know, the same thing. I capture so many EVPs on my camera. You guys know my investigations, all these voices come through that I never heard, you know what I mean? So when I'm going back over my footage, it's so creepy. So really, if anything, you just need a camera, because you can do so much more with a camera. You know, you could even pick up an apparition on a camera, you know what I mean? You just don't always need these devices. Now, my personal favorite is the spirit box. You know, the SB7 spirit box is my absolute favorite. I actually have 3 different SB7s, but I only use one. I don't know why I have 3, and the one that I always use is the first one that I ever got, and I feel like it's just like the best SB7 ever, because everyone, like paranormal investigators, will message me and be like, how the heck do you get that thing so loud? I mean, you could always buy like this little speaker thing and put it in, but sometimes it doesn't really even work and it makes it more unclear. But my spirit box is naturally super loud, like my original SB7, and everyone's always saying, how do you get it so loud? It's never that loud. Guys, I have no idea, because my other 2 SB7s are so quiet. They can never get that loud. So I'm hoping that it never like you know, just breaks on me or something, because that has just been like my holy grail device to use on investigations. I love my original SB7 spirit box, so that is definitely one of my favorite ways to communicate. And you guys know the spirit box, there's been so many voices that have come through, but also too with the spirit box or any paranormal device, it's all theories. You know, it's not proven that you're actually communicating. I think the answers that you get are definitely very interesting, and you're just kind of like, oh my god, you know, and they make sense with whatever location you're at, whether it's a name of a little girl who died there or a name of a man who died there. But I know a lot of you guys, you know, will go to cemeteries at night and you feel like you need all this equipment when you really don't, or you're at some haunted location that's not a cemetery, like maybe some building or something, and really you just need like a flashlight and a camera, or if you're not even recording anything, you just kind of want to be in the moment, then just have a flashlight, because you know, I'm assuming it's going to be nighttime and dark. You know, I've gone to haunted locations with absolutely no paranormal equipment at all, not even a camera, you know. I just kind of wanted to experience it in the moment and see if anything would happen. I've never actually talked about that on my channel before, but yeah, I've done that. So just, you know, always keep in mind, you don't always need all this paranormal, I can't even talk today. Sorry. You don't always need all of this paranormal equipment in order to communicate, so just remember that. There of course are so many different paranormal devices you can use. There's one that I really want to get. I might save this for another video, like paranormal equipment, you know, just kind of like make a whole video about it. But there's this one that I want so badly, but it's so freaking expensive. But it's like, it honestly sounds like I invented it or something. Well, I shouldn't really say that, but like, it just seems like it's such like a Brady 44 device. I don't know. It's not like it's a snake or anything, you know, but it's just, I don't know. I love it. I want it so badly. When I first heard of it, I was like, oh my god, like I need this in my life. I looked at the price, it's so freaking expensive, so I'm gonna have to wait a bit until I get it, but it's definitely something I want to use. So I might make a whole like video about it, because that's how much I love it, and I think it's just so epic. So anyways guys, those are some of the ways that you can summon a ghost or communicate with spirits. So I hope that I've helped you, and I hope that I've motivated you so you don't always think you need paranormal equipment all the time, because you really don't. So let me know down below if you've ever tried any of these. I would love to hear how it worked out for you. Please subscribe subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload every single week, like numerous times a week. I love the paranormal. I mean, like, it is my life. It's what I do. I have a whole channel dedicated to it. Like, it's everything to me. So, and I'm actually going to my first haunted location of 2019 in a few days. So I'm excited for that. Expect an investigation later on this week. I would say maybe Friday or Saturday. So I'm really excited for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you rock my world. And the song lyrics of Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Pretty44, hashtag brethrens, hey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.